Hello, I'm Jessica Guy. This product they usually develop during the formative years when a brain is developing. These disorders are age 3. The developmental deficits impact all areas of the child's life, personal, social, academic. ADD and ADHD disorders only co-occur with learning disability, but not all. The diagnostic criteria for attention deficit hyperactivity disorder for criteria A is a persistent pattern of inattention and/or hyperimpulsivity that interferes with functioning or development, as characterized by 1. Inattention or 2. Hyperactivity and impulsivity. For criteria A1, inattention, 6 or more of the following symptoms that have persisted for at least 6 months to a degree that is inconsistent with developmental level and that negatively impacts directly on social and academic occupational activities. The symptoms are not solely a manifestation of oppositional behavior, defiance, hostility, or failure to understand tasks or instructions. For older adolescents and adults, age 17 and older, at least 5 symptoms are required. The symptoms are: A, often follows to pay close attention to details or makes careless mistakes in schoolwork, at work, or during other activities. B, often has difficulty sustaining attention in tasks or play activities. C, often does not seem to listen when spoken to directly. D, often does not follow through on instructions and fails to finish schoolwork, chores, or duties in the workplace. E, often has a difficulty organizing tasks and activities. F, often avoids, dislikes, or is reluctant to engage in tasks that require sustained mental effort. G, often loses things necessary for tasks or activities. H, is often easily distracted by extraneous stimuli. I, is often forgetful in daily activities. For criteria A2, hyperactivity and impulsivity, 6 or more of the following symptoms must have persisted for at least 6 months to a degree that is inconsistent with developmental level and that negatively impacts directly on social and academic occupational activities. The symptoms are not solely a manifestation of oppositional behavior, defiance, hostility, or a failure to understand tasks or instructions. For older adolescents and adults, age 17 and older, at least 5 symptoms are required. The symptoms are: A, with or taps hands or feet or squirms in seat. B, often leaves their seat in situations when remaining seated is expected. C, often runs about or climbs in situations where it is inappropriate. D, often unable to play or engage in leisure activities quietly. E, is often on the go, acting as if driven by a motor. F, often talks excessively. G, often blurts out an answer before a question has been completed. H, often has difficulty waiting his or her turn. I, often interrupts or intrudes on others. The other criteria B, several inattentive or hyperactive impulsive symptoms are present prior to age 12. Several inattentive or hyperactive impulse symptoms are present in 2 or more settings. Criteria D is clearly evident that the symptoms interfere with or reduce the quality of social, academic, or occupational functioning. Criteria E, the symptoms do not occur exclusively during the schizophrenia or other psychotic disorders and are not both disorders. When diagnosing for ADHD, you have to specify whether the condition is one of the following: combined presentation if both criteria A1 and A2 criteria are met for the past 6 months. If A1 criteria is met but not A2, they are considered predominantly inattentive presentation. If A2 hyperactivity, impulsivity criteria is met and A1 inattention is not met, then they are predominantly hyperactive, impulsive presentation.